Okay guys, so it's time for another tutorial that a lot of you have been asking for. So in this video I'm going to do two sceneries. I don't know if that's a word, but one's going to be a night sky, one's going to be a beach scene. So, hopefully one of those two will help you out in the future, and you guys can let me know if there's any other scenes that you'd like me to show you how I draw in the future, and we can do another video like this. So right now we're going to work with like a night sky scene, and to start off, I'm going to show you my colors. I start out with this like dark, pure-ish blue, but I don't like using pure colors for backgrounds because they're more artificial and we're looking for a natural color, right? And so I tend to muddy them up, but to do that all I do is I darken it a little bit more and then I add some red or I'll add some green. In this case we're working with a night sky, so I'm adding red because that'll make it more of a purple, which tends to look more like the sky. So I put that around my entire canvas, and then I slowly increase the lightness in that color and I fade it out, right? Darkest up top, lightest down at the bottom. And so now I'm sketching out the scene, the different rolling hills and the trees and where I want them. And now for the ground, I'm taking that same purplish bluish color and I'm darkening it even more, and in this time I'm adding green because that'll mimic, some of the green trees kind of concept. And so now, again, take that darkest color and you're going to have three different layers, I guess. One's going to be darkest, lighter, and then lighter. Lighter goes in the back, darkest comes up front because in this case, when the sun sets, it's closer to the stuff further away. And so then you just draw your hills like you want them, you add the trees that you want, and make sure that the color of the tree is the same as the ground that it's on, and that will instantly make it so that when someone looks at the image, they can draw the conclusion that, like, the distance of each tree. So I really don't know how to explain how I draw trees. I usually draw the trunk for like pines, draw a straight line, and then I just, swoosh the color to the side and I make that fold, and I don't do it all in one direction. I make some a little bit higher, some a little bit lower, and then gives it more of a natural branch feel. And then with the non-pine trees, I usually draw the base of a trunk, and then I learned a while back that trees are essentially fractals. They repeat the same pattern, and so it's a bunch of V shapes, and if you just keep doing V shapes until you're happy with how filled in the tree is, you'll be fine. So I'm aware that there are just so many different types of stars, but as a child I learned about three, and it was red giants, blue giants, and then how the sun was like a yellow, maybe a dwarf, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is I take those three colors, red, blue, and yellow, and I take them at about 20% saturation, and those are the colors that I use for my stars. And it's just a fun little way to get a little bit more depth. It's not a big deal, so if you just want to use white, that's fine, but that's something I personally get satisfaction in doing. So when you apply your stars, I like to change up the size of the brush, the opacity, and then, just the color as well. And I just apply them anywhere, nilly-willy. Occasionally I'll add in a constellation, as you can see the Big Dipper is there, but I just add them in, pop them in, but make sure that they are most concentrated up at the top of your image, and they fade to be less concentrated at the horizon, because the horizon has the sun, right, and so that's technically more light coming by, so it will drown out the other light from the stars. So that's just one little thing to keep in mind. Other than that, you have your night scene. You're good. We can move on to our beach scenery. And to start off this one, again, I'm going to show you the base colors. I took this brown because that's what they gave me, but I didn't really like it, so I lightened it up, right? I added some extra greens, reds to it, and then I covered my entire canvas with that and sketched out what I wanted my beach to look like. So you see, I wanted some umbrellas, I wanted some towels, there's a beach ball, because can you really have a beach without a beach ball? And so then I realized that I needed my sky. So again, I took this color, I lightened it up, and that's what I put as the main color of the sky, and then you just lighten it up, you know, layer by layer, blend it out, make sure it's like a nice transition, nice gradient, and then we work on the actual beach. Here you can see I'm adding in wet sand. It's just going to be darker than your light sand. And for my watercolor, I took that blue, I added some greens, I edited it up. And then this color is for the sea foam. So in this case, I took that color and I lightened it. And now I'm just laying it down where I want my water and my sea foam to be. So sea foam is a bunch of little bubbles, so you'll see that I'm just tapping my brush across the shape that I have made, and that gives it the effect of a bubble. And I'm just doing that, and I'm like, kind of like with the stars, I'm doing really concentrated around the edge, and then I'll like occasionally, drag it out a little bit, let it come further out from the main group of bubbles. And so now you can see that I've darkened up my water, give it kind of like a loose gradient to show that it does in fact deepen as it goes further away from land. And you'll see that I'm adding sand dunes, and that's so my beach isn't flat and lifeless. And from this point, you can add whatever you want on the beach. You can add pebbles, you can add towels, you can add people, you can add whatever you want, because as soon as you have your water, your sea foam, your sand, and your sky, anything else is up to you. So I hope this has helped you, and let me know if you guys want to see more of this kind of tutorial, because I'm totally open to doing that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.